Hello, welcome back to the channel of Driveway Mechanicking. Today, we're going to be doing something like, I got a 2006 Chevrolet pickup right now that I'm working on. And I just replaced or took off the old water pump. We're doing water pumps today. It's pretty self-explanatory. I already went through most of it. It's a bunch of like 3 bolts, a tensioner pulley, and a thermostat housing that you have to take off, which those are like, just a few bolts here and there. The pump only has 6 bolts in it. There wasn't really anything to show, but I'm going to show y'all how to put a new one on. The thing about a water pump is when you can actually go to the salvage yard and you can pick up one, pretty cheap, a few dollars here and there. And but why do that, when you're going to need a new one eventually? I mean, the new one comes with seals and everything, right? So the old water pump is right here. I'll show you what it was doing. It's completely out, but you can move that thing back and forth in and out. So you already know that's bad. You can hear it. Yeah, so we already knew that thing was bad. It has 3 bolts on the side, one here, one here. Well, wait, my bad. That's because something else. One here, one here. Well, let's see. One there, right here, there, and there. And then on the other side, here, here, and here. And then you got your top radiator hose, and then your bottom one goes right here. Your bottom radiator hose with your housing and everything. So your housing looks like this thing. All vehicles have one. So anyways, that's what we're going to be doing, is putting the new one on, because I wasn't 100% sure how this thing was on there, since it's my first 2006 Chevy pickup. So we're going to go ahead and get all that taken care of, and I'll show you what you need to use to take one off and put one back on. Pretty easy. So let's go ahead and let me show you. Alright, so first thing that you're going to need is some pliers, which that's just in case the hose is giving you crap. You can use this one or this tool here, or you can use a pry bar, but you'll need this for the clips. And do me a favor, it'll be a lot easier in the long run if you just go ahead and go get you some $1.10 new clamps for hose clamps. But you'll need this and a little bit of silicone. The silicone isn't to seal up everything, but if you had a used part, I strongly recommend you using high temp silicone. It'll be red. But this is only just to stick the gaskets on to where it'll hold them on while we put the new part, which is right there, on. So anyways, yeah, these are all the tools that you're going to need right here. And then your thinking juice. It's a must. It's a must. I mean, shoot, I sit there and told y'all that I'd quit drinking, on these videos. If I had like 5 more people or 4 more people to be subscribed, but nobody did it, so yay. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I like to do before I put on any new part, especially if it has gaskets and stuff, clean all the areas where the gasket goes. And sometimes, I mean, you won't have to do that, but just in case you're paranoid that it's got some type of grease from a factory, just wipe them off. And use carburetor cleaner, because it dries fast. It's kind of like alcohol. I mean, you could use alcohol if you wanted to, but why? But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get that cleaned up, and then we're going to go ahead and throw your thermostat housing on. It's pretty easy. This is called the thermostat. You can actually check these out in a hot boiling in water, like stick it on the stove and watch this thing open. What will happen is that spring that's in here will compress, and it'll open up the valve, open it up to where you can see through it all the way around. You can do that in your house in a pot if your wife will let you. Mine didn't, but she don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in. Pretty self-explanatory. It just goes in here like so, and then put your cap on. Now this cap only goes one way. You don't want to go towards the deal. You want to go away from it, like everything else. So if you take one off, you'll know what to do, or what it looks like. Now I think I might have messed up here a little bit. Maybe not. But anyways, yeah, that's how we're gonna put this thermostat on, and then I'm gonna show you what a tensioner pulley looks like and where it goes. So, all right, so pay close attention when you do this, because if you do it, you'll mess up. Because I realized I did. I put the gasket on this thing, and then I had to take it off. So it wasn't on there long with that silicone, so it wasn't that big of a deal or that big of an issue. But I still put a little bit of silicone on the pump. Let me show you right quick. So this black silicone right here. Hang on, let's get my phone set here. All right, I put black silicone. Dadgummit, I'm sorry guys. Put black silicone on this part here. Then put your seal on top of it. I mean, you can see it's black. If you don't do that, you'll screw up like I did. I put the gasket on here and I couldn't get the O-ring set in there the way it's supposed to. So be sure you pay attention about how this stuff comes apart, because I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I ended up messing up. So, but anyways, it's not a big ordeal. It's not a hard fix. Just takes a little bit more time than you want it to. So make sure that your thermostat comes either out of here or out of here, because it's got that O-ring that's got to set. And this is another seal that you'll have that you got to use on this thing. So anyways, make sure you pay attention and don't do like I just did. But this is how it all goes. It's already in there. You just set it down, put your 2 bolts in, snug it down, you're done. I don't know about torque specs. I just torque it till I feel like it's good enough. So that's what we're going to go ahead and get the bolts put in. And then I want to show you all the tensioner pulley, what it looks like. So, and then we're going to stick the whole thing on. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts in, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is your tensioner pulley. This right here is what keeps your belt with tension on it, if you don't know what this is. Basically, that's all it does, is keep your belt tight. So I was going to go ahead and put this on now, but I guess I'll put it on after I get this thing on there. So basically it's self-explanatory. It goes in 3 other spots. It's got 3 bolts. Always keep your bolts in the holes that they come out of, because if you don't, you'll mess up. I've done it numerous of times, and it's just now starting to click after several years of doing this type of work. So screw your bolts back in. If you don't know where they go, just put them back on the part or screw them back into the engine, and then you'll never miss them. So good tip for you. Alright, now guys, I've never seen types of seals like this before, so I'm going to show y'all as I'm learning. The silicone trick won't work on those. The only way you can get them on is put 2 bolts in there on both sides. These are like little thin strips, metal with a rubber center. You just stick them right back on there and shove the bolt through, and then you're going to have to put it together. It's hard to do with one phone. You're going to have to put that together and then stick that whole thing onto the motor with them 2 bolts in. Don't know how it's going to work out, but I'll show you as soon as I get it put on there, and I'll let you know how it went. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and we're almost there. Okay guys, As you can see, the water pump is on. Now, them 3 holes on there, I just figured out something. Bear with me on the shaking for a second. Alright. There we go. Now, I sit there and start looking at it. It's aluminum block because it is a Vortec 350. 2006. Most of them made aluminum blocks after that. Your water pump's aluminum. And then you got these other bolts on there. So, the thing is with them is when you put one on, you have to sit there and stagger the bolts. Like, tighten this one up, go down. You know, do the 2 center ones first, get them snugged up in there. Then crisscross. You know, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, that bolt. You know, just make sure you get them all equally lined up in there to where everything seals properly like it's supposed to. So, anyways, you'll learn stuff as you keep going. Maybe you won't. Maybe you just watch my video and be like, this guy don't know what he's talking about. But it makes sense to, it might make sense to somebody, it might not, you know. But aluminum stuff, you need to be careful with it because it just takes one little slip up and then you're back to like helo coring that thing or drilling it out, retabbing it, putting a bigger bolt in. And when it comes to a water pump, there's not really any room for air. So be sure you're careful with everything and make sure the threads are lining up and it's threading in perfect. Because if you cross thread it, it's going to be a whole headache. And you're dealing with the motor itself. So be careful. Keep that in mind when you're working on aluminum blocks. If you ever work on them or if you plan on working on one. Your LS motors, everything else. Anything from like, now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Anything from a 90s model, like 2000 down, is all cast iron blocks. Everything from, you know, like Chevrolets and Dodges, anything from 2000 up is aluminum. Now, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the way I've been working on everything. My Dodge blocks, they're aluminum. My Chevrolet blocks are cast iron. And this is the only reason why I'm saying that. I'll show you. I will show you. This is a Dodge motor. Everything's aluminum on it. Everything. Block, heads, all aluminum. When you get to your Chevrolet motors, 305s, 350s, all that B6s, cast iron. So there's not really, you're not really going to mess anything up. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that, and that's what I've seen so far. 2000s up is all aluminum. So be careful when you're putting one back together, because if you screw up one time, like I said, you screw up one time, you're dealing with a whole mess of potatoes you don't want to mess with. But anyways, yeah, I'll get back to y'all here shortly after I get this other part put on. Okay, so there are torque specs on these water pumps. So when you're tightening them down, best thing to do is find out what the torque spec is when you pick up your new water pump. Or call, if you got a used water pump, call O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They can tell you what the torque spec is on it. You need to do a little torque wrench. I'm willing to bet you money they're 35 to 50 pounds of torque on there just to torque down a water pump. It really needs to be torqued. I didn't, but I know it's tight enough. Just take your time and do it. You know, that's what I did. Just take my time. These videos usually take me like 2 or 3 hours, even for a 15-minute video. But anyways, enough said. We're going to go ahead and put on the tensioner pulley and go ahead and get the belt ready to put, assemble everything, all the hoses, whatnot. I'll walk you through all those, show you what's what, and then we'll put the belt on. I'll show you an easy way of doing this. And it's the only way I can remember how to do things unless I dig through a book and buy one. And yeah, it's a lot easier doing it the way I do it. But pretty simple stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and put the tensioner pulley on. I'll show you what it looks like when it's on. So, alright, we're back after a couple hours of fighting with this thing, losing sockets, swearing, all kinds of other stuff. We finally got the tensioner pulley on. There's one tool that's going to help you out in the long run. Get you one of these magnets. That way, if they fall, like say there's a plate up under there on these four-wheel drives, they all have plates, especially the Z71s. They'll have plates on the bottom of them. Your sockets will go down in there and they'll get stuck. Best way to get them out, get one of these. But anyways, we got that tensioner pulley on. I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Then I'm going to show you all the hoses, where they go, if you don't know. But you should know if you take your water pump off where everything goes. But if you don't, I'll show you Chevrolet and you can repeat back to this video or fast forward through it till you get to this part. Alright, so pretty easy, self-explanatory. So let's get you set here. This, well, you can't see it, can you? Alright, got the tensioner pulley on. It does have a torque spec, but I'm not following it. Maybe I should, maybe I don't. But I just snugged it up to where it feels tight to me and know it's not going to come off. Alright, down here you have two little lines. I don't know if you can see it, but these go to your heater core lines. There's one, and then you got the other one here. They go to your heater core. That's what provides you heat during this winter time. They hook up there. Your bottom radiator hose goes here, and your top one goes there. We're going to go ahead and knock these out real quick, and then I'll show you what I do on the belts, how to get it on the right way. So, yeah, we'll be right back. Oh, here's what I was talking about. Get you one of these hose clamps. They're like $1 to $2 maybe at the most. These you want to use on your top and your bottom radiator hoses because they got these janky clips that I don't like. I hate them with a passion. They're like, you take them off, they're only good for one time only, I guess. I don't know. But replace them with these. Just throw the other ones in the trash. I've never had one of these fail me. Knock on wood, you know. Knock on wood. But as far as I know so far, they ain't failed me once. So get you some of these, put them on your top and your bottom radiator hoses. You can put them on your heater core hoses if you want. But like I said, you know, top and bottom radiator hose. Might as well just put them on all the hoses. Might as well just snug them down really tight to where they got to where you see that this thing's actually sucked around the rubber. So, yeah, get you some of these. Okay, now so I got all the radiator hoses on. See, I don't know if y'all can see this or not. I think my body is blocking it. But got the top radiator hose on, bottom radiator hose, them two hoses. Pretty easy, self-explanatory. Put them on. I even put that one deal on I told y'all. I couldn't find another one because it didn't run to the store today. It should have, but it did work. So, we're going to go ahead and put on the radiator. I mean, not the radiator. We're going to go ahead and put on the belt. I'll show you what I do if I can't remember how the belt goes on. So, let me show you here in just a second. This is easy. Y'all probably laugh, but it does make sense. Get you a piece of paper, write the pattern down. I don't know if you can see my little chicken scratches or not, but it shows you the pattern, which way that belt runs through there. So, write it down before you take the belt off. You know, draw you the little circles here and there and there and there, wherever you think everything needs to be. And then draw the line around to which way it goes around your little circles. pretty easy. And then you'll never forget. Just get your paper and pen. Everybody that works on vehicles, they need something like this anyway. It's just a little notepad and a pen or a pencil, whatever. Good tip. And you'll never be second guessing as long as you got this. So we're gonna go ahead and put that belt on, and I'll show you. We'll get back to you in a second. Okay, so I got the belt on. It was a pain in the butt. You know, even though I got wrote down, it still is usually a pain in the butt, especially if it's just you doing it yourself. But anyways, that's going to wrap up the video today. I will have a couple more videos put out because I got to do tie rod and tie rod ends on this truck. If y'all want to see that, give me a thumbs up. I do got to put in a key switch on another vehicle tomorrow. I might not do a video tomorrow depending on how much battery life I got left. But anyways, if you enjoy this video, if it's helpful, give me a thumbs up, like it. Please subscribe if you already haven't. It will help me out. It costs nobody anything to do any of that stuff that I'm asking. I mean, you don't even have to watch the video. Just like and subscribe, and then you're done. But if you like the videos, if they're helpful to you, give me a comment. If I said something that was off basis and it didn't really make sense, or I did something wrong that y'all didn't agree with, put a comment down. Just let me know what you think. Write a comment, thumbs up, like, share. Please subscribe, and please share the videos. It costs you nothing, just probably 5 minutes of your time. But anyways, that's going to conclude the video for tonight, or for this one, and I'll see you next time. Have a great night or day wherever you're at.